This will be for the con exercise. Solve exponential equations using logarithms, base 2, and other bases. So here is our equation, okay, and they want us to round the answer to the nearest thousandth. That's 3 decimals. So we're just solving for the variable w and approximating if necessary. All right, so let's try to isolate the variable first. This is 3 times -4. The opposite of times -4 is dividing by -4. So I'm going to do that to both sides, and it cancels here. Now the base of this number here, it's base 3. So we want to use log base 3 on both sides of this equation. All right, so I'm going to do log base 3 of 3 to the power of 6w. And on the other side, I realize you can divide this by 4, but it doesn't really matter at this point anyway. Actually, you know what? Let me just do this real quick on the calculator. All right, this right here just equals 437.5. It really doesn't matter at this point anyway, but I'd rather write it that way instead of this messy fraction. But anyhow, we're doing log base 3 of both sides. So I'm taking the log base 3 of 437.5. Okay, so I just evaluated that fraction and put it in parentheses. All right, and again, remember when the base of the log matches the base of the number with the exponent, the answer here is just the exponent. So this evaluates to 6w. And on this side, I am going to do the change of base formula. Okay, if you remember the change of base formula, when you have log base b of x, you're going to do the log of x divided by the log of b. Okay, the base number always goes on the bottom and the argument goes on the top. And this base, the base of these logs doesn't matter as long as they match. So typically we just use base 10. So this right here, I'm going to do the log of the argument, which is this in the numerator. So that's going to be the log of 437.5. And then I'm going to do the log of the base in the denominator. So the base is 3. That's going to be the log of 3. Okay, you can use parentheses if you want. And now solving for w. This is w times 6. You do the opposite and just divide both sides by 6. And the 6's cancel. So you want to do this on the calculator and then round to 3 decimal places. Okay, so we have the log of 437.5, close parentheses, divided by log of 3, close parentheses. Okay, we need to divide this whole thing by 6. So I'm going to hit equals and then divide by 6 and hit equals again. All right, we're looking for 3 decimals. So go for the 4th decimal. If it's 5 or more, you have to round up. So 0.922 is going to be 0.923. So in the box, it's just 0.923. Okay, that's the nearest thousandth. So here we have an equation, and now we have multiple choices. They want us to solve for x. All right, and all their answers are in terms of log base 2. So when we do that, I'm going to leave it in terms of log base 2. All right, we're solving for x. Let's try to isolate that as much as we can. This is 2 times -6. The opposite of times -6 is divided by -6. So I'm going to do that to both sides of the equal sign. On the left, it cancels. And I have 2 to the power of 0.1x. And here, you can leave it as is, but I'd rather reduce it. 2 negatives divided by each other is positive. 100 over 6 is the same as 50 over 3. Not a big deal, though. Even if you didn't reduce it, the calculator will do the work. Okay, right here, this expression has a base of 2, so I'm going to use log with the base of 2. Okay, and I'm going to apply that to both sides of the equal sign, log base 2. All right, on the left, when the base of the log matches the base of the argument, the answer is just the exponent. So this is just 0.1x, and that equals log base 2 of 50 over 3. Solving for x, this is times 0.1. The opposite is divided by 0.1. So hopefully this is one of the answers. Okay, the 0.1s cancel. Log base 2 of 50/3 divided by 0.1. If not, I know that dividing by 0.1 is the same as multiplying by 10. So the only other option I can think of is 10 times log base 2 of 50 over 3. All right, so hopefully it's one of these two. Okay, and scrolling down, it's answer B, 10 times the log base 2 of 50/3. All right, so we just had to make a slight adjustment. Dividing by 0.1, it's the same as multiplying by 10.